Okay, now that we have finished our logical functions and formulas, I want to show you another tool within Excel that um, can be super helpful whenever you're analyzing data and trying to locate quick information. So, and the tool that I'm talking about is tracing dependents and tracing precedents within a worksheet. So, when you're tracing dependents and precedents, you're basically looking at the relationship between formulas and cells. And so, if I'm tracing precedents, I want to look for cells that provide data to a certain formula. And if I am tracing dependence, I want to show formulas that reference or depend on a cell or a group of cells in order to finalize that formula. So I want to be on the Reading tab, and you're going to come up here to your formatting ribbon and go over to Formulas and just click on that. And right below that you see Trace Precedents and Trace Dependents. So let's start with tracing precedents. So remember, with the tracing precedents, I want to show all the cells that provide data to a formula. So I'm going to click over here on one of my formulas, and let's say I'm going to click on my grammar benchmark for this student. Now I can look up here in my function bar and I can see where each one of those, which cells go to this formula, and I can try and eyeball them and see where they are. Or I can click on the trace precedents and it's going to give me arrows and it's going to show me each one of the grammar benchmarks that flow into this formula. So that's the precedence, what all precedes this and helps make the formula come to. So with the tracing dependence, that's just the opposite. It's going to show what formulas are referencing or depending on data from a particular cell or column. So that would be coming in here where we're entering our data, and let's say when I'm over here in the literal, I want to make sure that I'm capturing what I need to and getting it where it's supposed to go. So I'm clicking there and say trace dependence, and now it's going to start here and it's going to tell you that the first place that depends, or the first formula that depends on this cell, is our total points correct column, and then our literal benchmark, it shows you right there. So that's tracing the dependence on what this cell depends on. So if you are in a cell and you want to find out some information on it, it's, let's say you're in a formula and you want to see what cells feed into this formula, I can put trace dependence and it's going to give you an error that says no formulas for that refer to the active cell. And that tells you right there, okay, this isn't feeding into anything, and then you realize, oh, I need precedence, and you just click on the precedence and it tells you. So if you get those errors and you have clicked on trace precedence, then just try the other trace dependence and it'll give you your errors if anything goes to that. A lot of times we have information like our question numbers up here, nothing feeds into those, so I can click either one and see that no matter what I have in this cell, it's not going to affect any formulas in the spreadsheet. So now that you've got arrows all over the place and you want to just look at your spreadsheet without the arrows, all you have to do is come up here and click on remove arrows and they're all gone. So that is tracing precedence and tracing dependence for formulas and data within your spreadsheet.